Hello, Sagittarius. I hope you all are doing okay. Happy 2020. This is your January reading. I am an intuitive empath. I read the cards, I use the cards as a tool to pick up on the energy around us. I do not read traditional tarot. I use 2 oracle decks and I use 1 tarot deck. It's the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and it is like a hybrid between an oracle deck and a tarot deck, really, or as far as I'm concerned. It is awesome. So yeah, if you are into traditional tarot, then please do not expect to find that on my channel, because you won't. But if you were drawn here, then it's probably for a reason. So stick with us if you feel like you're supposed to hear a message here. If you are new, welcome to our space. If you're returning, you're the real ones. You know I love you. And let us see what the new year has in store for you all, Saggies. My ever so passionate, fiery Saggies. Let's see. Infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Ooh, the voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Okay. Sagittarius. There's a truth that needs to be told about yourself, or maybe others, maybe something that you did, maybe something they did. But you've been afraid to speak your truth about something in a situation, and you need to do it. It's that time to speak your truth, because without standing strong and speaking your truth, you will not be able to move into your true self, and therefore you will not be able to accept this abundance that's coming for you. Lying about whatever this is, or it might not even be like lying, it might be like, well, I guess lying by omission is still lying, but it's like, I don't even sense like a kind of that you were lying to hurt anyone so much as you were lying not to be honest with yourself and others about who you really are. Okay? And that is getting in the way of you receiving the abundance that you're supposed to receive. And it's also been getting in the way of you having a new beginning in love. New emotional beginnings. For some of you, it's love. There's a truth here that needs to be said. And until you say it, I just heard until you say it, nothing's going to happen. You've been distracted and you haven't really been focused on the things that you need to be focused on right now, Sagittarius. And something might have even happened that you weren't expecting. Okay? Let me stop there. I need to get a little bit more clarity. There's a lot of reversals right now. Okay. Queen of Fire in reverse. Wow, hang on, Sagittarius. This energy is like overwhelming me right now. You know, you might be lying to yourself about your passions and what you really want. And because you've been lying about what you want and what you're passionate about, in the recent past, you really, really, really lost track of yourself. Just really. And that's why, like, there's this truth that needs to be spoken, Sagittarius, because you have been living a lie. It might be to please other people, but you're starting to realize that it has kept you from a lot of things you could have had. Not speaking your truth and not being who you really are has kept you, for some of you, it kept you from love. There was somebody that decided they're not going to wait around for you to be honest and real with yourself and them and others. For some of you, you've lost your drive, you've lost your focus. Not being true to yourself has gotten in the way of what you are really supposed to be doing right now. And for others, it's gotten in the way of your creative flow. For some of you, it's all of those things, okay? Not being true to yourself and not being honest about the things that you want has made you miss out on things. And you're starting to realize that, Sagittarius. You might be dealing with an Aries. I just heard Aries. Good grief, Sag. This is like stressing me out. Because then we get this in reverse. So there is something that you are really good at. Your life path, your purpose has to do with this thing, okay? And you have been putting it aside, living this lie and trying to be something that you're not for other people. And you should be mastering your craft right now, and you're not. You're not doing what you want to do. Because you're not being truthful to yourself about who you are and what you want. You've lost your focus. You're unhappy too. And I mean, you know it. You're like, why am I so unhappy? Because you're not being true to yourself. There are so many reversals in here, Sag. Ugh, okay. Where you could be practicing your craft right now. You are also surrounded by people who claim to love you, but they don't. They're using you. You need to understand that a lot of people will throw around the word love, and they don't actually mean it. They're just using you for their own gain. And I'm sensing that you are surrounded by some of that energy right now. And like we said, it's keeping you from practicing your craft. It's keeping you from having true love. It's keeping you from loving yourself even, okay? It's keeping you down. And it's also keeping your emotions out of whack. So we've got, and it's like you realize this, Sag, there's something really keeping you locked down to this mask you're wearing. What is it? Like, it's like, it might be a family situation, because whatever it is, it's got you by the balls. Like, seriously, you have missed out on yourself, true love, creativity, mastering your craft, self-love. Like, these are very serious things. Your emotions are all over the place. You're depressed. You're anxious. You're getting triggered all the time. Nothing in this reading is healthy right now, Sagittarius, but there's something about the mask you're wearing. It's like you feel indebted to somebody. And that's holding you back. Oh. Coming up, you're going to need to really give some thought to this whole thing, okay? I just said this in the Leo reading, and clearly, Saggies, you need to be doing this too right now. Shadow work. You need to be doing some shadow work. You can go on my Instagram page or my Facebook page and see, I just shared a little post about shadow work, okay? And that's what you need to be doing. You need to see your darkness. You need to get in touch with it because you are not living in reality right now. You're doing so many things that don't make you happy because you feel indebted to other people. You're going to end up having a mental breakdown if you do not get in touch with yourself. It is imperative. It is urgent. You need to speak your truth. And frankly, if you lose people because you're doing what's best for you, they never cared about you in the first place. You need to understand that. Coming up, you need to ask for help, okay? Seek out a friend who understands, maybe someone you haven't spoken to in a while, and they might have stepped away, actually, because they couldn't deal with you lying to yourself anymore. But there's someone who's waiting for you to get back in touch with them and to be ready for this change. They might have been a romantic person, but they don't want to be romantic with you right now. Like, you need to handle it like a friendship, but they always are going to care about you and they love you and they do want you to get away from this. So whatever that means to you, okay, for some of you, you're going to hear what I just said and you're going to think of someone immediately. Reach out to them. For other things, For others of you, it's not a specific person so much as it's a group. You might need to go and get clean or sober, whatever. And you might be going to meetings, or maybe you used to be really involved in a program and then you stopped speaking to your sponsor or something like that, or your network. You've been afraid to reach back out. Don't be afraid to reach back out. Okay? Don't be afraid to reach back out. The people in the rooms are some of the most forgiving people that you'll ever meet. Okay? Because they know what it's like. So that was maybe specific to someone. For others of you, it's counseling, or maybe some of you haven't spoken to your family in a really long time because you've been embarrassed to tell them about what's going on. But you can go home. You can return home. For some of you, there's a mother waiting for your call. She wants you to come home. Okay? Ask for help. Coming up, you're going to need to ask for help because you can't do this alone. You know, speaking your truth might bring somewhat of a storm with it, and you might lose some people, and you've already been through so much. You know, you really might need some help. And that's what, don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm sensing it's a pride thing, especially since Sagittarius are so used to being everyone else's hero. A lot of times you're drowning and you're just afraid to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. And also, coming up, you need to be following your intuition more because you have not been following your intuition at all. I mean, it's gone out the window. pretty much. Something about getting back in touch with this group. I'm sorry I keep going back to this. This person or this group that you walked away from, or this family, something about getting back in touch with them is going to help bring back your intuition. You're going to start remembering who you're supposed to be once you get in touch with that group. And this fake, see, this is my favorite card in the whole deck, Death and Rebirth. Giving a death to that fake energy that you've been surrounding yourself with and that bullshit that's not you. Speaking your truth and standing your truth is going to bring you so much freedom, and you will be able to be reborn again. Your intuition's going to come back. Your creativity's going to come back. Maybe even that person that you loved will come back. Or maybe that ship has sailed, but the person who's really meant for you will come back. Whatever. You're going to have to walk away from something, Sagittarius. It's really plain in this reading that something has been keeping you from your abundance for a very long time. And you know deep in your heart that you need to go. So, I mean, that needs to happen. Ask for help. Follow your intuition. You're about to ask for help, follow your intuition, and you're going to walk away. Let go of the past. The Death and Rebirth card symbolizes cycles and change, okay? Death and rebirth is the death of the old and the birthing of the new. It's time to let go of the past and turn to face a new and unknown future with the awareness that there is no going back. It is time to begin again, sometimes with nothing but memories, and at other times with everything external unchanged, but with your mind so altered that everything seems different, strange, and unfamiliar. It is a time to pass from one stage or state of being to another, and to be transformed so completely that the person undergoing the change no longer recognizes themselves. They are the caterpillar that has become a butterfly. An irreversible process of transmutation is complete. The person they were is forever gone, and they have been reborn. Life as they know it has changed. Change can inspire many little painless deaths, and sometimes great deaths born of intense loss that must be mourned before we can face the future with excitement and anticipation once more. The loss of a spouse or family member, the end of a long-term relationship or career, retirement and illness are just a few experiences that can bring about a death and rebirth process. Ours is a perpetual journey of undoing, being, and becoming. The death preceding rebirth can be quick and sudden or slow and painful. In the process of dying, everything in life revolves around the death. The pain, the suffering, the anguish, the loss, the guilt, the anger, and the fear. The pain can be so real it's debilitating. The fear can be so paralyzing that it halts all growth and has one withdrawing life from itself. We can cycle around, analyzing, questioning, preventing our wounds from healing, refusing to accept that life has changed, and there is nothing that can be done to restore it to what it was. That stage of life is over. There are only two choices: remain in limbo or accept reality, surrender to death, and be reborn. Okay. So yeah, you are going to have to let go of the past, because this has done nothing for you, Sagittarius. The past has done nothing for you. And it is time for you to be reborn. It is time for you to speak your truth. It is time for you to walk away from that which is not serving you. You have already lost enough by pretending to be someone you're not, basically. It's time to step into your truth and really be yourself and really be who you are meant to be. Not what everyone else wants you to be, but who you are meant to be. If you lose these people, they weren't meant to continue. Then they're not part of the journey. They're not part of your next level. If you lose them, it was meant to be. There has to be death for there to be rebirth. Don't be afraid, because there's a lot of unknowns in the future, but part of what makes the future so beautiful is the unknown. The word wants to be written. Yeah, do some shadow work, man. It's time to start journaling. It's time to start figuring out why these things are happening, okay? The word wants to be written, so start journaling again. And for some of you, the word wants to be written means it's time to type out a freaking text or email, whatever you do, to whatever group you walked away from or whatever person you walked away from. It's time to get in touch. You will be welcomed back with open arms, okay? Don't let fear stop you. Because it's like you've been wanting to reach out to this person or to this group, but you're afraid to. So send that text, like, do it, okay? There are people that want to help you. And for those of you that it's talking about sponsors and stuff, remember they say, like, it's a we program, not a me program. I just heard that, okay? That's not for everybody. Yeah. Get in touch with whoever's been on your mind and get a journal and start writing and do some shadow work. Because it's time to get to the bottom of this, because you have done yourself a disservice for long enough, Sagittarius. It is time for you to get on it. Okay? Love you guys. And I will see you next time. Bye.